Are there times when you feel like you can do it? This is your chance to be on radio. Come join us and get the best training on how to be a professional DJ. Get in touch, email us at personnel@zimnetradio.com and fulfill your passion. Zimnet Radio, the people's choice.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You are listening to DJ Sodza live on Zimnet Radio.
Andine vakurura mbavaraira zvikazonzi nemfano wechidika anonzi Dr. T ndamba kuzora bhata akadzipwa nerofo unokuzodzipirweiko tiri pano paZimnet Radio tina DJ Sodza vachizora bhata tichizora tichinakirwa ko tiri machinda ka tinenge tichinakirwa zvimama zviri pasaidi zakade.
Join DJ Sodza and his informative team live every Thursday at 9 p.m. UK time, discussing Zimbabwean politics.
Lleno de matero, Satura como vendita, ahora es en el seca, Guru Jenge Mevano, Kote Maten de Sete, Sakanangam Sangano, Padara es Amnotinga, Nenzira Sakanaka, Moto Samunenge Matura, Badara is Amnotinga, Nenzira Sakanaka, Moto Samunenge Matura, Tisare Tinotura, Lleno de Macedo, Sotera es en los goces, Satura como venguita, ahora es en el chica, Guru Jenge Verano, Kote Macedo, Sakanangam Sangano, Tisa ete Cheopomwe, Mohondo ete Mwenga, Tesa nese Vasungwa, Vatinenge Tabata, Tisa ete Cheopomwe, Mohondo ete Mwenga, Tesa nese Vasungwa, Vatinenge Tabata, Tisa ete Notora, Lleno de Macedo, Sotera es en los goces, Satura como venguita, ahora es en el seca, Guru Jenge Mevano, Kote Maten de Sete, Sakanangam Sangano, Aya Neo Mashoko, Akata Urakare, Naevo Mamao, Vachitisa, Aya Neo Mashoko, Akata Urakare, Naevo Mamao, Vachitisa, Tisa Tinotora, Lleno de Macedo, Sotera es en los goces, Satura como venguita, ahora es en el chica, Guru Jenge Mevano, Kote Maten de Sete, Sakanangam Sangano. Kunende hace masoya, después de batanato, tera imtemo yose nenzira zakanaka kunenzira
Zisinai Jamhuri ya Zimbabwe. Thank you once again for choosing Zimnet Radio and for being with us tonight. Welcome to the show. My name is DJ Sodza Garawayanga, broadcasting live from the United Kingdom, northeast of England, Kuhamba side. Shumba kuti, you are having a good week and you are all looking forward for the upcoming weekend. For those in the United Kingdom, I'm told that summer is really upon us. From tomorrow, the temperatures will be going up and up and up and up. And by next week, Wednesday, we'll be ranging 18-20 degrees. Would you believe it's only 4 degrees at the moment? So what a change. I'm looking forward to those barbecues. If you are in and around Humberside, please do not forget to invite me as well. Jisnei, thank you so much. Whilst I'm waiting for others to join in there, let me introduce Sally. Sally, welcome to the show.
Good evening, DJ Sodza. Good evening, Zimbabweans, wherever you are. I hope you've had a good week and that you're ready to join us tonight.
Yes, lovely. For some of you guys who would like to join us, the easiest way to join us is by Skype. And our Skype ID is Zimnet Main Radio. Just request to be our friend and I'll accept you. Then you can call in and you can participate, you can contribute. Now, for those that cannot participate or that do not really want to come live, you can also participate through our WhatsApp platform. My WhatsApp number here is 0798 4455 Please remember to put the country code, which is +44. So it's +44 798 4455 I don't know kuti Sekuru maswera seiko
Mushi zviri sei
murikuita panga murikugeza maplates ikoko. What's happening, Sekuru? Is mbuya
ari kugeziwa kukitchen pure zvokuti uri kuzvinzwa sei?
You see, I told you, Sekuru, my system is very dedicated. I'm just scared kuti pamwe mimi Sekuru mungangodaro makusukiswa maplates ikoko. Is mbuya you know, asking you to do the dishes nowadays?
Yeah, good.
No, she never does that. She dare not.
She dare not. So, Sekuru, if Mbuya asks you to go and do it, you won't do it.
I don't know. I got me that bag.
Why not?
You break the dishes.
Varuma apindi mkijeno aneta mahobi.
All right. Aiwa. Sekuru, anyway, before we go any further, let me read a message coming from one of your favorite listeners saying, "Hello DJ, evening to the panel. Just want to send congratulations to Arsenal and Sekuru for going through." Anti muzukuru wenyu kuliva.
Ye muzukuru wangu chaiye.
Dear me. Thank you so much.
Tinewe anonzi very big.
Ndi anogowesa.
Muchingo mushora kuti agoni bhora achingogowesa.
Oh, okay. So Sekuru, who would you want in the semi-finals?
Chero yauya.
Oh, you win anyway.
Chauya. Kwatasika ukakuchina inonzi igai. Kwatasika pandepepa mashasha chita saraka masaka. Chero zvauya. Because kuti tiwine cup yacho totofana we are the best.
Yeah. Aiwa, Sekuru, zvinonzikwa. Anyway, maswera seko sekuriko.
Ndamboswera zvangu kanjani kuswera?
Very nice. I'm just hearing the weatherman is telling me here that the summer is now here. From tomorrow the temperatures are going to jump to like 13, 14 degrees, and by weekend it's up my 18.
But izvo zvinenge nemashura. Uralong ndachitatarika nemaita emagetsi panapa achimbopedzera mari. Koidaro gadzwa nhasi mangwana vakuti kwakupisa.
Yes, it will be getting warm from tomorrow, Sekuru. So unfortunately.
Namumbotonhorawo bijana ndikukudzirwa.
Mumboenjoya hita yenyama gadzirisa lasi. Sekuru Maitabasa chose. Mukoma Wilbert, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hello, evening, everybody. Hello, Zimbabwe. I hope we have a nice show tonight.
Thank you so much, Mkoma Wilbert, for joining us. How is Manchester?
It's a bit cold, but otherwise it's okay.
It's okay, yes. All right. I was in Manchester the other day.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, I was in Manchester the other day. I went to the Etihad Stadium for the first time to watch Liverpool play Manchester City on Tuesday.
No wonder won, eh?
Well, I was just backing our African brothers, Mo Salah and Mane, and they delivered.
Well, they played well. That was a good game.
Yeah, thank you so much.
DJ ndaswera waswera sei Wilbert nasekuru ndikona sale apo aindira I'm okay.
Seriously?
Yes, Sekuru.
Wakadi.
Akachando chete Sekuru. Satogocha rini Sekuru.
Mangwana. Ndikopa weekend panapa ndauya kwa mwanaka.
Oh, okay. Hayi, kazuva kakuuya ka.
Anza muzukuru wangu kwe kutitopisa mangwana saka ndototanga kutoronga kuti nditomboona kuti mbuya vangawana mapeni okuti tega here.
Oh yeah.
Hello. Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Guys. Tete Rosie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you in America then?
I'm good. I almost forgot.
You almost forgot?
Yes.
Yeah, did you manage to get some chicken feet for your meal?
No, I'm going to do that this weekend.
Fabulous.
That's my plan.
That's your plan. Okay, thank you so much. Right, guys, let's start. I've got two topics that I want us to talk about today, so we better start now. May I start with you, Rose? I know that you're just joining in, but I would like to start with you. Now, can you tell me, I'm just a bit concerned about what's happening to Zimbabwe. I'm seeing Mnangagwa sana Chamisa running around wachita rallies week after week after week after week. And Mnangagwa seems to be very calm and no rallies at all going on at the moment. Is it because they know they've won already, or there's something that we don't know here?
Honestly, I think you're just as confused as I am about the whole thing.
I'm totally confused because it's 3 months. It's 3 months, and even when
election.
Yeah, and even when Mugabe was there, he would start like 4, 5 months or 6 months before, and he'll be going from city to city, with their rhetoric. But I haven't seen that so far. Is it a change of culture?
Well, they're saying that he's going to, Mnangagwa is going to start they say ZANU-PF has ordered all their stuff, their T-shirts and everything, and they're supposed to start campaigning in a few weeks. I don't know how far true it is, but there's been a court application to stop the election from happening. There was a court application made today to stop the president from declaring. This guy who has a political party, but this guy called Gustav something. But this guy also had a political party in 2000. I believe it was in 2008. The same political party right before elections declared that they were going to support Mugabe. So it's weird. He filed this court application, and apparently there will be another filing for a constitutional amendment to declare that the coup was a coup and have a national transition authority led by ED with other opposition leaders in it. So I don't know. This is all, these are all rumors. And nothing points. I mean, I've talked to some people on the ground who are saying they don't believe an election is going to take place in Zimbabwe. But, we don't know. Zimbabwe is confusing. It's very confusing.
But you said you're as confused as I am, because even in the countries that we are living in, 3 months before an election, it will be the diary of the political parties will be packed with rally after rally after rally after rally. But I haven't seen it. Mnangagwa is even going to China.
They're not even concerned. And the way they used to do things to kind of play to the gallery and look like they were doing something. I mean, I was shocked they went to China with whole families and friends.
Yes.
It's something that they were, before they were trying to say, oh no, they're trying to be conservative or they're trying to change and blah, blah, blah. And nothing is straightforward. So Zimbabwe is just a very strange case.
So Rosie, from your own point of view, I thought maybe it was only me that is a bit confused with the thing. You are confused that why is Mnangagwa not full-on campaigning at the moment with elections just 2 days before elections? Really?
Well, I'm concerned that there's not been a declaration yet of even a date.
Yes, that's another thing I was worried about. That the declaration of the day, we should have it by now.
Yes. I'm concerned that there's no declaration of dates. I'm concerned that there has been no review of the voter roll. I'm just concerned about where everything seems to be going.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Chief Sodza, I know you're a little bit late, but I want to come to you now. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, DJ. Maskera say Muria Zimbabwe. Maskera say
would you like to congratulate Sekuru? His team has reached the semi-final of Europe Cup.
Oh, they scraped through. It was.
Anyway, so I don't know if you have heard what I asked Teteros there, that looking from outside, from the past elections that I know, even from the countries that I live at the moment, with election 2 or 3 months, on the horizon, the political parties will cancel all these trips and will be doing rally after rally after rally. For example, what we are seeing Chamisa doing at the moment, every week there is rally there after rally there after rally there after rally there. That's a normal, politics campaign that I know. But I'm puzzled that, number one, we don't have a date. Number two, Mnangagwa is laxed. He's even taking the whole cabinet and the whole family to China with 2.5, 3 months before election. What is going on?
I mean, it just tells you that he is not worried. He is not worried of losing an election. That is, if there will be one. Like what I said last week. I said we are being primed. We are being prepared for a GNU, and I still maintain that. And I also say that that GNU might come before elections or after elections. What happened is, just after the coup, I was speaking to one of the people who are very close to Mnangagwa, and he told me that we shouldn't be having elections. Zimbabwe is not ready for elections. And that was what he said, just after the coup. So I've been watching what has been happening, and you can tell that Mnangagwa and the army were never prepared to go. They were not going about as people who had, who were thinking that maybe we might not win elections, because elections are elections. You can win them, you can lose them. But the way they've been going about, it looks like they were saying we're not going anywhere. And it looks like there was a plan already. Some people behind the scenes were working hard to ensure that that plan is working. And like I was saying, it looks like there is a way, there is a plan already that is in place that might even include some of our own. That's why, because if Mnangagwa was really worried about MDC or about the challenge that Chamisa will give him during elections, you would definitely be worried. You would definitely be doing something by now. But it looked like when Mugabe was coming up with his own party, he was now more worried about what Mugabe might do than what Chamisa, who is drawing those large crowds, would do. So logically, you would think, yes, these people have already agreed that they are going to work together. And if you see the way Chamisa has been talking and encouraging people to understand and respect Mnangagwa, it looks like we are just being, romanced into liking Mnangagwa and, understanding that we can work together with Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF. And to me, that explains why Mnangagwa is not campaigning. He is going to start campaigning, of course, but he is not worried. That's the key word there, that he is not worried whether he will be still there in August or not. He would definitely still be president of Zimbabwe. The army will be there. And of course, the MDC will be there. But I'm very much worried about our MDC. It looks like he's just going to be, swallowed and, going the way that Ngomo went with Zapu. If he's not careful with Chamisa, whatever deal he has with Mnangagwa, he might be outsmarted. MDC has been outsmarted before, and it can still be outsmarted now.
Okay. Thank you so much. It's quite interesting to hear that you are thinking as well that there's something going on here. Vapepe, I know that, ndatumirwa ma-posters panapa kuti Chamisa anenge ari kumusha kwangu kumakonu on Saturday. I'm just wondering, kuti imeme, are you at all, is it strange, that we are not hearing that Mnangagwa is in Mutare today, Mnangagwa is in Bulawayo tomorrow, Mnangagwa is there, Mnangagwa is there, because the election we are led to believe they are imminent. July is 2 months. But he is not campaigning, he is busy going outside the country with the whole family and all the rest of it, enjoying. What's going on? Are they campaigning and we don't know what's happening?
Well, I know some people may be surprised. I'm not surprised at all. Because if you remember, well, in 2013, that's exactly what Mugabe did. ZANU-PF never campaigned. Yaka campaigned the last 2 weeks to the election.
Okay.
Up on the ground. So I know it very well. So they are basing on rigging. Equally, 2013, they were basing on the rigging. And they actually want us to keep guessing, like the because we were crisscrossing the whole country, and the ZANU-PF were nowhere to be seen in terms of campaigning, and we were surprised. Why is it they're not even campaigning? But on the last 2 weeks, Vagangot, every shopping center, last 2 weeks, every shopping center, Younger in a meeting, every shopping center, last 2 weeks. But again, it's not enough in terms of campaigning, considering the infrastructure in Zimbabwe. But you can see they were basing on an already done deal in terms of rigging mechanism. And I'm not surprised Kuti Mnangagwa is basing on the same. But however, situation in Yangai Report 2013 is totally different. because we're using an old system in terms of voters' roll. This time around, it's a different one. Now, last time it was Mugabe had, and the G40, they had perfected the art of rigging. This time is a different ball altogether. It's a totally paradigm shift in the sense of it's Mnangagwa, and within ZANU-PF, there are sort of factions. The G40 and the Lacoste, they don't hold it. There is no center holding anymore. So yes, I'm not surprised, but you'll be surprised that ZANU-PF who is not sleeping behind the scenes. They are trying to rig the elections. In terms of, I know you have also highlighted, yes, on Friday, we are MDC Chilonga Tiliku Zaka this Friday, tomorrow, and then on Saturday Kunyiga Growth Point. So yes, there is an invasion of the red arrows in Mashingo tomorrow and Saturday.
Right. Okay.
DJ, let me just intervene what Mr. Pebe said.
Yes.
Mr. Pebe is not being honest. I mean, maybe he has just forgotten. 2013, is a long time ago. But I was personally involved in raising funds for the MDC campaign in 2013. And I can tell you that campaign never really took off the way he is describing it. In fact, ZANU-PF campaigned more than us. We failed to raise money in 2013 to get the MDC campaign going. And Mugabe, for your own information, Mugabe has always been, it's actually Mugabe who was crisscrossing the country doing his rallies. He actually did those star rallies in each and every province. The same way that he was doing this year, 2017. That's the same way he did it in 2013. Mugabe never left anything, especially when it came to campaigning and having rallies. It's us, it's MDC, which did not campaign in 2013.
No.
Way around.
Right. Can I come in? Right. Look, in 2013, I said I was a candidate, right? I know if you are to compare with Timararis, Master Raris, I took it at this time around near Tagata 2013, right? Of course, we are having more star rallies than we had in 2013. That's true. But MDC was campaigning at every constituency. By the way, the campaign is not only by the president. We are talking at a constituency level. MDC was campaigning the whole of 2018. But what I'm saying is, ZANU-PF never campaigned until the last 2 weeks. You can ask anybody who was on the ground. We can ask anybody. And this is exact. If you find even after the election, ZANU-PF was not quick to celebrate, even though they declared themselves winners.
All right.
You can ask anybody who was on the ground. Those are facts on the ground.
All right. Thank you so much, Pepe. For the sake of time and moving on, Mukoma Benford is a tit again here, and he's. Let me read it for you. As usual, we are speculating and worrying about nothing here. Emmerson Mnangagwa will announce the election date very soon. He is waiting for ZEC to inform him that the voters' roll is ready. It is good that Emmerson Mnangagwa is focusing on restoring the economy instead of focusing on elections. Let the opposition do that, do what they need to do. It's great that ZANU-PF is being unpredictable. That is politics for you. That's Mkoma Benford, sir. Regarding the Mkoma Wilbert. Mkoma Wilbert.
Hello, sir.
Yes, are you one of those that are, a bit flabbergasted with what's happening? That, there's not much campaign or rallies from ED at the moment?
I think it's part of the plan. I actually agree with Pepe there as well, that ZANU-PF last elections, they left everything the last minute. And it's part of their system. To be quite honest, in fact, that one is also the problem that Mugabe was not physically, strong enough to have a protracted campaign. But also in this particular case, one of the issues that CC Rosie there raised was this issue of the voters' roll. If he was to announce the election date now, people will say, where is the voters' roll? So the whole point is you leave it to the last minute. And the voters' roll, I've said it on this side, that the voters' roll was not going to be verified and ready in time. Because last time, remember that the ZANU-PF did not went into the elections without the proper voters' roll. And that allowed them to rig the elections. And they're doing the same thing again this time. And that is part of the reason. If he was to declare, to say the elections are going to be in July or August, the first question we will all be asking is, where is the voters' roll? And he doesn't want the voters' roll verified and produced and ready for us to inspect. So to delay that to the last minute, and then everything is rushed in such a way that you've got so much information, we're all overwhelmed, we can't process it, and a lot of things go through unnoticed. That is part of the ZANU-PF system, and this should not be surprising to anybody. These elections are going to be rigged, and I have said it on this side, and I'm glad to hear that Pepe is agreeing with me that the election is being rigged as we are speaking right now.
Okay, so the reason why he's not campaigning is because it's in the bag.
No, the point is, yeah, it is in the bag, but for him to start campaigning would mean that he has got to have declared the election date and so forth, and that immediately will start opening other Pandora's boxes, particularly the issue of the voters' roll. The voters' roll should have been issued, and I agree with Rose there, that it should have been issued by now, so that you as the voter would have gone to your polling station, wherever it is, and then checked your name. If it's not there, find out where it is. If it's not in the voters' roll, make sure that it is included, so that those errors are corrected and everything is, the voters' roll is ready. But they don't want to do that. That is part of the trick. The voters' roll, there will not be any verified voters' roll for this election. Just as there was no verified voters' roll for the 2013 elections.
I mean, it's important even asikaziwi anything in politics. Why would someone not campaign? Why wouldn't they?
Well, if you don't want the people to know what you are doing, Sodza, part of the trick is to make sure that you keep everything up your sleeve, close to your chest,
right,
so that nobody knows anything what is happening until the very last minute. Then overwhelm them with so much information that they don't know whether they're coming or going. The voters' roll would not be available, and by the time it's said it's available, you'll find there will be no time for the ordinary voters to go and check. ZANU-PF, they have the voters' roll, by the way. I participated in some of the elections myself. ZANU-PF people, you may find, before everybody else has the voters' roll, they have the voters' roll already. They are going through it. They are checking what is happening to the voters' roll. But they don't want you to know. And therefore, then, keeping everything tight. No information is going out. Keep everybody guessing what is happening. If you're going to rig the election, you should be like a crocodile. You don't fish in clear waters. You muddy the waters so that the fish don't know where the crocodile is, and they will swim straight into his mouth. That is exactly what ZANU-PF is doing.
Okay. another question for you there before we go, Kuna Tete Sali. Why wouldn't they tell us the date of the election?
Because they don't want you to know. They know, but they don't want you to know. They don't want you and me to know.
Okay.
So that we all keep guessing what is happening. We don't know what is happening. Until
and how is that going to benefit them?
Because they are going to rig the elections. So in this particular case, if they were to release any information in advance, you'll be able to follow up and check it. Take, for instance, the voters' roll again. If they were to release it now, you as a voter, you'll be able to go and check whether your name is in it and is correct. If it's not, you'll get that corrected. If it's not in a polling station A, you go to B and you find, okay, it's in B. Next time you'll be able to go to B. Whereas in reality, when they release the voters' roll, you find there will be no time to check. So when you go and vote, like in 2013, there was nearly 1 million people who went to the polling station that they thought their name would be, and it wasn't there. And I know a number of people who checked the voters' roll before the elections. They were in the main voters' roll, but when it came to voting, they were not in the constituency voters' roll. And some of them, I know an uncle who lives in Peru, his name was in Chubundura. There was no way he would have known that. So he didn't vote. And that is part of the rigging.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Nkoma Wilbert, for
on the date. Can I add something on the date of the election? You find in 2013, Mugabe declared mandates in June.
Okay.
So it's a pattern, yes, ZANU-PF.
It's nothing new there.
Yeah. He declared it in June with the 31 July.
The other one thing that I noticed they did, they just published the Afrobarometer report. This happens every time there's an election. And the Afrobarometer report said that Mnangagwa would win by 63%. And this was always the case, even when with Mugabe, they would always say Mugabe is going to win by such a margin.
That's correct.
That's correct. Okay. Thank you so much, Teteros, for that. Tete Sali.
Yes, DJ Sodza.
Yes, you have heard what others have had to say about this question that I thought we might as well quickly go through before we go to the next one. That number one, why am I not seeing Mnangagwa campaigning like mad all over the country with elections, we are told, in 2 to 3 months' time? Number one. Number two, why don't we have a date? Why is it not being announced? These are questions that I'm wondering what's going on here.
Studying Mnangagwa as long as I have, okay, the man is not a man that has ever operated in the lights. He's never been a person that goes around making speeches and all this. Mnangagwa hugs the shadows. That's what he likes. That's where he operates. He's quiet, he's silent, okay? And that's how he has always been. That's number one. Number two, okay? I am actually petrified of him not holding rallies, because it means that he's busy doing something that we don't know. And I'm sorry, that man, how I know he lies, his lips are moving, okay? And I don't trust him for a millionth of a second. I don't like it when he's out there smiling and going places when he should be doing election rallies. So I'm petrified of what he's doing in the shadows. I really am. Because this man has no limits. You've got ZANU PF behind him or in front of him or wherever it is, which also has no limits. So I'm really scared, okay, of what it says. When we talk about, Fefe was talking about 2008 elections, I mean, those were the worst elections in my memory, okay? It was absolutely shocking. And what happened? Mnangagwa got the army in and Mugabe then supposedly won that election. Kind of, sort of, okay? Now this, it frightens me, it really does. I don't like it, I don't understand it because there's no logic in it according to how Mugabe was and how ZANU PF normally is and everything. Now the head of the murder squad is doing something that's not normal in our eyes. So I'm frightened. I really am. As to no election date, maybe he hasn't got everything set up yet. Okay, so he's delaying the election date. I have the strange feeling right from the beginning that there's not going to be an election. I don't know why, I just do. Okay, I just don't, I can't see an election. I don't have that election vibe, whatever you want to call it, okay? So it wouldn't surprise me if there is no election. But not to do with the GNU or anything like that. It's just, I don't know, declaring they need time because the reforms haven't been put in, because the EU and America and other countries are being very staunch about these reforms. So maybe he'll use that as a delay tactic. Okay, the reforms haven't been put in yet due to this and this and this, or there's no money or whatever it is, and delay those elections. I'm very worried when I see Mnangagwa smiling. Okay, that's my problem. I just don't trust him. Never have, never will. So actually, nothing will surprise me.
Right.
Nothing.
Okay. Aywa, son, thank you so much for that. Regarding kuna sekuru kuti vanoti kudii sekuru makateerera muchinzwa zvirikutaurwa nevamwe apo. I don't know what's your take imimi sekuru on this, why Mnangagwa is quiet, is not campaigning as much as other political parties are doing.
Which other political parties? And one party state.
Right. So there's no, there are no elections.
Mnangagwa is campaigning. He's campaigning. Hello?
Hey, taura so.
Ndangwa kungepana mwapindira.
Amenoti mukoma tawanda wakuita sei kwa chifa.
Mnangagwa is campaigning. Ari campaigna, ari kuinda kunodaidza ma foreign investors zvaimaishemera zveshe. Right? And ari kudaidza ani ma mega deals nendege nyowani nechi. He's campaigning.
That's his form of campaigning, right?
Ari kuya ma mega deals nendege nyowani ne zvakawanda ari kuvaka migwagwa handindo zvamaida. So he is campaigning on the basis of what the people have always been crying for, and making MDC win the election, but him taking the power from them out of him through military means. So he is campaigning in that respect. Saga, mimi muruda uta campaigning uta run. He are campaigning kuitira zvido zvevanhu.
Saka sekuru ndine mubvunzo ipapo, zvido zvevanhu zvaaita ndezvipi so far?
because ukamubvunza anokudza kuti ndaunza over 2 billion ndasunga vanhu vari corrupt ndandingira ndakagadzirisa nyaya yemagetsi kukaribao ukamubvunza anotaura zvakatowanda kudarika zvaunofungidzira
yes sekuru, but what about me, an ordinary citizen in my 30s, and I don't have a job?
Yeah.
What has he done to me?
Kondozo handiti ari kuudza mani ngekiri mainvestors aya vana Dangote kuti vauye vazoinvesta kuti muwane mabasa.
Okay, all right.
So he is campaigning in that regard. And in terms of the rallies, there is no problem. Because Chamisa Rita Maradis, what is one way zanu or parried, I didn't do no toxins now. So where's the problem from Mnangagwa? We are seeing at every rally Chamisa panot introduced Makonya Wezan. So there is somebody doing the rally campaigning for him, indirectly or directly, or whether by agreement or not. That remains to be seen. But I can tell you that a lot of people know that Chamisa is parading one way zanu more than one way MDC. Chamisa is parading more one way alliance more than one way MDC team. So in that respect, then Mnangagwa is having his work done because kana tichiona munhu akaita souyo kuchigwizi uyu unonzani uyu wrong basket akumiswa pamberi pechita cheMDC achinzi ndiye watakusenza naye. Katakuona vanhu vakaita sana Jaulani Sibanda vakubuda vachinzi ndo watakusenza nawo. Katakuona vana Mutinhiri vakubuda vachinzi ndo watakusenza nawo. Katakuona vana Mutambara vakubuda vachinzi ndo watakusenza nawo. Vamwe isusu takamborogwa nevanhu veZanu Safebveo. He should cringe. But then there are no permanent enemies in politics, just permanent interests. Ababa ma permanent interests. My interests are to share power. So why should Mnangagwa waste his energy when there is an energetic young person doing the job for him?
Fabulous stuff, Sekuru. Saka, Sekuru, the elections are going ahead.
Of course, my elections are not going to go to democracy. I need to go to my elections are not going to vote at decide our community. But to win a Jago, I know in our route to Sky, Shivagato, you what? In Mnangagwa without our one, Vamuna, Padaka, Kumushabai. I got that to Chagra 5 6 weeks. Kana after the guys were 1,000 to Papa Kauda would Kana Tragra Agasa 5 6 weeks time. Utora Mariweda, who are we seeking? In I told a good Unohunga Takatora Simba Kuti Tigoripa MDC after 7 months. Titorium Gabe Simba 37 years. Kuti Tigoripa after 7 months to Pachi MDC. I've been saying this and over and over and over again. Did you try what you are now? Ungane vafunge chinhu chimwe kuti tiwine toita sei. Instead vanhu vakutotukana ivo pachavo vachigwira chinhu chisipo. Hapana chinowinwa ndechekuti kana vanhu vakavhota vese vakabatana vachiti hatichadi zvejunda. Nekona ndiani unoti hatichadi zvejunda. We are far from winning the election. There's a dual intent between the opponent and the two main protagonists that are supposed to be fighting. So why should Mnangagwa waste his time? And I must agree with Begudi. Yes, Mugabe did not campaign for the 2013 in the usual manner that he did hitherto. but he still did 10 provincial style rallies in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
But has
Mnangagwa done any?
No, Mnangagwa, these provincial rallies, dzakanga dzichiitwa dzine timing, dzakaitwa dzichine timing yeku-election date, so that the concept of recency in terms of retaining in memory, because zvanyowani ndo zvaunonyanya kuchengeta mubrain, unless kana une long term memory yakati kurei. Saka vari kutambira kuita that. If they do that in June, by the time they finish the 10 provinces, it will be election day the following week.
And the ZBC will be there parading people there.
Every day it will be or it will be rally in a ED. Nivanhu vari kuitwa ferry from province to province. Vakazara vakapfeka ma-t-shirts ezanu.
No. Mukati t-shirt maakuratsika scarf.
Nemascarf futi ya.
All right. Okay, Sekuru. So the elections will be there, and why are they not telling us the date?
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing in the constitution which compels him to tell you the date. In terms of section 144 of the constitution, all he is required is to call it before the expiry of the current parliament, on the date on which he was inaugurated. So there is nothing that can compel you or him to. In any event, date racho kuti aridaidzirika anotoitwa zvekuudzwa nezeki kuti toda kuti kuchiitwa election because kwasara mazuva akati kuti parliament expire by operation of the constitution, unless if parliament was to dissolve itself now, then he will be compelled to announce an election date within 90 days of that dissolution. But as of now, there is nothing, absolutely nothing illegal about what he's doing. Everybody knows that my elections are not going to go before the end of July.
Sekuru, thank you so much for that. Zimbabwe, if you are just joining us, we are just discussing, this issue that I just thought about this morning and thinking, why is Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF not really serious about campaigning, for the upcoming election? And, they are traveling everywhere at the moment, but I see Chamisa doing rallies after rallies, sometimes Saturday, sometimes Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and all that. So it's quite confusing and, amazing, really. But anyhow, if you want to add something or subtract something, you can get in touch with me per WhatsApp, if you've got any reason why you think ZANU-PF are not campaigning at the moment, which is, to me, it's a little bit strange, but there's nothing strange about that. There's no way that Chiwenga and Mnangagwa will deploy the army into the streets of Zimbabwe to overthrow a 37 rule of Robert Mugabe. Then 7 months down the line, they hand over power to an opposition party. He thinks that is never going to happen in a billion years. Amenoti mimi munofunga kuti Zimbabwe but zvandakuita panapa regai ngopinda muchitoro for 2 minutes ndabva imomo. I would like to ask, because pakawane kugunun'una nekunyunyuta kwakawanda, a lot of people were saying a lot of things. I just want to know, guys, is there anything wrong in a political party busing people to a rally? Let's say there's a rally in London and Jeremy Corbyn come kuno kuhamba side and say kuti waroda kuenda kurally tokupai free tickets yekukwira ndege kubva pahamba side airport straight to Gatwick moenda kurally. Now, is there anything illegal about that? Is there anything sinister about that? Should they be doing that? If they are doing that, why would they be doing that? You know, is there any reason why would they do that? You know, that is what I want to ask here. Kuti zvakanzi Bulawayo Chamisa anga ariko on Saturday, and a lot of people are saying kuti vanhu vese vanga varimo mu stadium vakaitwa pass from Harare, and Sekuru is even saying kuti they were all ZANU PF supporters dressed in MGC regalia and flock Bulawayo there ku rally ya Chamisa. What do you think, Zimbabwe?
Join DJ Sodza and his informative team live every Thursday at 9 p.m. UK time, discussing Zimbabwean politics.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You are listening to DJ Sodza live on Zimnet Radio. Make the whole world know about your business. Advertise with Zimnet Radio. Email marketing@zimnetradio.com.
It is a Thursday, and you know what that means. It's a men's corner show with yours truly, DJ Sodza.
Mixing non-stop. Tearing up the joints live in the mix.
My time is catching up. What is it? 2 minutes before 11. We've got an hour to finish off these guys. So, and let's talk a little bit about Nyaya Ekuti. You know, all those people that were in Bulawayo on Saturday, where Chamisa and his, his alliance people there campaigning. We begin to see some videos of people saying that all the buses from Harare were hired to ferry people to Bulawayo there. You know, I saw another video, a guy filming people, some, fooling the bus, on the bus, and some on top, like Mabaza, Ekumushan, Wambudzi, Pamsoro, and the rest of it. They were on top as well of the bus, and all that. Sekuru,
yeah,
do you believe people were bused to Bulawayo?
People are always bused to rallies.
Right.
in fact, is every political party. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Because in politics, the more the numbers, the more they attract other people. The less you attract Maranis, the less you are likely to attract any more in the polling booth.
Okay.
So the idea is to project, to position yourself as the most liked, the most loved, the most wanted politician of the moment your election. And there is no better way of parading yourself than to show the numbers of people that are following you.
Saka, I know Chamisa is not your cup of tea, but you are saying they are doing a fantastic job, strategy of busing people to everywhere they are going.
Actually, ndakatozirekomenda kare kuti sekwakaita kuzumba fungwe maramba kwatisina vanhu vakawanda kula. We must take all the people vari maHarare kumapasi toenda ikoko tonozadza vanhu kuzumba fungwe maramba vanonga kuti MDC haina vanhu because kwava vasati vamboona vanhu veMDC vakawanda saka mukanorya mukazadza pakazo paground ravo vanoti vanhu vese vakatoenda kuMDC.
Then they will think twice about it. Saka cheregai pamwe ndo kwaita do ikoko cheregai tendo kurikuendwa nemumwe yakawanda kudai.
Anototi ndindasara ndega vamwe vese vaenda asingazi kuti aiwa veikoko vari kudzimba asi vese wega unenge uri kumba kwako uchivhunza kuti vanhu vakawanda kudai vabvepi. Saka tiri vashoma kamuno.
So sekuru, hand on heart, you believe kuti that extraordinary number we saw Bulawayo that other day, you are saying maybe 90% of those people are not from Bulawayo, but they were passed from other areas?
No, I'm not saying any percentage. I can positively tell you that they were from all over the country. That I can tell. But what percentage, I don't know.
You don't know that?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's nothing
but
wrong
I don't
with...
have any problems with that. In fact, if they had more money, vaitofana kutsvaga kana zvitima zvichiuya nevanhu marali.
Okay, all right. No problem at all. Sekuru, handisi kuziva kuti tataita misunderstanding here. Imataura kuti even vanhu vezano vanga variko kuralo.
Vakawanda ikona vambijana vakatowanda.
Wakapfeka ligaria yeMDC.
Vamwe vacho vakatowanda vanungu vakapfeka ma-t-shirt ered aya. Ndevezanu veYouth Brigade vakapuwa ma-t-shirts aya pakaitwa rufu rwatsvangirai.
Saka, what is the motive of these people?
Kokuti Chamisa neMDC vafunge kuti vane vanhu.
To trick them.
Ko handini ndo strategy yacho.
So who is paying these people?
But ndo basa remapolitical donors nemapati. Unonga mapati ese ari kuregister ese ava kusvika kuma120. Do you think kuti vanhu vese vari kuregister vava vane mari yokuma sports?
Okay, so Sekuru, mayouth ezanu vopuhwa mari naMnangagwa kuti tengai ligari yaMDC moenda kumarali eMDC.
Vakapirindirwa.
Wopuhwa mari yekunzi chikwirai bhazi muende kumarali eMDC. Wandowanza ruzhinji ipapo. What is that going to benefit Mnangagwa?
Zvatambotaura zviya kuti tave one party state hauna kuzvinzwisisa here.
Oh, okay. Right. All right. Sekuru, I'm trying to understand your thinking there. It's quite interesting, but thank you so much for your...
It's not my thinking. Inini ndine vanhu anonzi wereshenga chadzo muzanu, wereshenga chadzo. Ndinotondiudza kuti izvozvi uchitaura nesu chakati tiri kuita zvakati, and it's going to come out like that.
Right.
So I'm not dreaming these things. In 2013 ndakavaudza kuti maballot papers amapu ndakavaudza vakawanda vana sesezai vanani ndakavaudza kuti mabhaloti amuri kunovhota nawo haasi kubudisa pawanyora x yavo. Imi ndikauya ndikakuudzai paredhiyo panapa mukandiseka mukati hazviitiki izvozvo.
Right. Mukoma Wilbert is saying that if Sekuru thinks Bulawayo rally was a meeting of buzzed people, he is still in denial that Chamisa is the only viable candidate. He is already a defeated man. I think Sekuru
do you know what Wilbert? Do you know what Wilbert is saying? Wilbert is thinking out of cynicism. I am not.
No, I did say it.
No, Timkoma Benford, you are kundinyorera Sekuru.
Not me.
Benford, because he thinks I love this party and I like it to win. Do you understand? Problem yandiri kuona ndeyekuti vanhu vangaondoda kuti Chamisa asawana vanhu. No! Ndiri kuda kuti Chamisa avhoterwe neCongress. That's what I want.
Kwanziko Namkoma Benford hanzi himself personally, he's got no doubt that if the opposition would set aside their selfish egos, what Sekuru is portraying there, and get behind Chamisa, he can easily defeat Mnangagwa all hands down.
Vanogeta set off my egos achoseko vazvichita vamwe vachita vari paside vamwe vachita vari paside. These things are supposed to be done in Congress. Kuti my egos aitwe set aside zvoda makaungana muri group mese atiti anokwikwidza okwikwidza anoruza oruza kana akazobuda ipo makataka kuita mashiripiti engozi obva kuti ngozi yako takuiexercise manje. Ndinoka muchiti mwari kuita pange mungopedzisira motika kuelection muchingova mumakoti mumatare kana all the time. Vana havanzwi ava.
Alright. Aiwa, Sekuru, ndatenda zvangu Sekuru. Thank you so much. This one is saying Sekuru is just a bitter man. He doesn't want to hear about Chamisa, so he's just so bitter. This is
no, let me tell you, perhaps it is important to understand me. I don't support a person in the MDC.
Right.
I support the constitution of the party because that is the association principle yedu. Now, in the case of Mnangagwa'S Feve, ndinowirira naye zvokuti ndoenda kumba kwake ndichinodya sadza ikoko handiti. But kumba kwaChamisa handindi kunodya sadza because handiwirirani naye zvokuenda kunodya sadza kumba kwake.
Right.
But that doesn't mean ndomuvenga. Handiti unonzwa? Zvinongoreva chete kuti zvaari kuita zvacho hazvizvo zvandinoda kuita in my private life. Handitika. But when it comes to the association as a political party, my interest edu akafanana.
All right. Sekuru, ndatenda zvangu. Thank you so much. Sari.
Yes, DJ Sodza.
Do you think those people were buzzed to Bulawayo?
I don't know. And it doesn't worry me if they were.
So you've got no problem. You don't know if they were buzzed, but you know the arguments that was there. Even on our WhatsApp platform, that a lot of pictures were coming, videos and whatnot, that everyone is being buzzed there. But is there a problem? Is there a problem in buzzing people to such events?
It's done world over. The last election that was held.
So why do people even mention it? Why mention that? They buzzed the people there.
No, there is a particular reason. Sorry. There is a reason why vanhu vachicomplain because vari kuti vanhu vari kuinda kunoitwa rally avaka havazivo constituency ikoko kunovhotiwa saka hauzozivi kuti vari kuvangani vasiri vakundi vapi muconstituency iyoyo. But that is a stupid argument because you want to structure muconstituency ibomo kuti vauye vazodzangana nevamwe vakawanda.
Trump did exactly the same.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, I don't understand this obsession with bus people. Seriously, the more people you've got at a rally, the bigger the rally looks, the better it is for the person holding the rally. It might give a bit of a false impression, but that doesn't matter. At least it gives an impression, yeah, this guy is popular. And then you find that people in that constituency where he's holding the rally that might have voted for somebody else might end up voting for that person, because for the simple reason that there's a lot of people at his rallies and it attracts others. Okay,
It's like, yeah, Sally, it's like a trick that a lot of people are saying that trick is very good. That trick from whatever, from Kenya is very good. That trick is very good. You become, curious to want to listen to it as well.
Look, you know, living in the UK,
Yeah.
okay, if a new restaurant opens in London, all right, and everybody's talking about that restaurant, and then you see pictures of queues outside that restaurant, what do you want? You want to go and try the food. Why? Because it looks popular. It's exactly the same with the rally. The more people you can have at a rally, okay, the more people you're going to draw to you, which is what every politician wants. I mean, I've never seen a country that doesn't, where there's not voters from other constituencies going to rallies that aren't in their constituency. Whether they bus, whether they go by train, whether they go by car, whatever it is the norm.
All right. So,
okay? It's just that ZANU PF did it, and maybe because they forced people or something, it then became a real issue in Zimbabwe.
yeah. Okay, Sally. So, I mean, I'm not mentioning names here, but there are some people on this platform that, we're very quick to pester us with pictures of buses and videos of buses leading to Bulawayo. What is the purpose of this? If it's not an issue at all, why are these people sending me these videos to say, don't be fooled by those rallies that Chamisa is doing, these people are being bussed? So why are these people sending me this, if it is a no?
Because in Zimbabwe it's become an issue because that's what ZANU PF did, okay, right from the beginning. And it then got to a stage where people were being forced onto the buses, okay, and that kind of business. So now it's become this massive issue in Zimbabwe when really there is no issue, okay, but nobody's ever spoken up about it. It's always been people speaking against it. Now we're given an opportunity to say, no, hey, just cut it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's the first time we've actually been given an opportunity to state what we think about it. Okay.
I'll tell you why it's a problem. It's the busing of people is not a problem. If it was just busing of people, the problem now that's arising is that the busing and the numbers of people at rallies is being paraded as a sign of, I'm popular, therefore I'm the right person for the job. We do not need to vote anymore. My popularity is enough.
Yeah, but that's Chamisa, Rosie, that is now twisted.
No, but I'm saying that's why some of those issues are arising. Because the rally is being used in lure of, okay, we don't need to go and vote for a popular person because we already know who's popular. Because look at them, they have all these people coming to the rally.
No, people.
They invented voting so that we would have a methodology to actually figure out who actually is the popular person. But now in Zimbabwe, the methodology of people going to the ballot box and voting to determine who is the actual winner is not something that is used by most of the political parties anymore. And that's where the problem comes, not the busing of the people. Because if people are just honestly saying, I'm busing people because Tiwande, let's go have fun and encourage other people in that area to come. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is the busing of people and huge rallies are a propaganda tool to avoid a democratic process. That's where the problem is arising.
That's complicated.
Not the numbers of people, and that's really the issue here. Not the busing of the people or kutichi. People are saying, let's not even talk about an election. Let's not talk about a Congress because I don't need a democratic process because that's where the problem is.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. It's interesting. This is the reason of the show. But
this is about parading and showing the world, and this is why ZANU-PF would buzz people, because they would be showing the world we are popular. If you say we rig elections, but look at our rallies.
Are these people paid? Are these people paid?
No, I don't even think people are paid. Here's the thing that you have to understand about the economic situation in Zimbabwe. People don't even have jobs. People go to a rally to get a T-shirt, and they're happy to get a T-shirt. People go for different reasons. It's something to do.
ZANU-PF used to use, we'll take you to the rally, okay, and then we'll feed you. So many people would go in those buses, and get there, and they'd never have any food.
Yes, because of the situation, people in Zimbabwe are exploited. The young people especially are exploited by politicians. And they
allow themselves to be exploited.
Because the thing is, there's not much. These kids have not seen much. Like you see people that are rally, motorcade, and you stop and you say, why are these kids screaming for a motorcade? And then when I put them Benz, what in a Benz? Comfortable, and they do nothing for you. There's a huge exploitation of the masses because of the economic situation in the country. The politicians, they don't care about the people. They care about showing their popularity, keeping their power, how to get power, how to keep it. That's all that matters. How to show the world that I'm popular and I deserve this popularity, and people follow me. What the problem is, not the busing of people.
All right, no, thank you so much, Teterosi. Mukoma Wilbert, let me come to you. Mukoma Wilbert, I'm getting to that point now of getting exhausted about the thing. What's your take on all this, Mukoma Wilbert? Is there any problem in busing people?
I think in this particular case, if you were to ask those MDC people, they will tell you, could those people fall from Bulawayo? So there is an act of deception there. If they were to admit to you, I know some of them were from Rwanda and so forth, that's fine. They will never admit that. They will try to give you the wrong impression that they were all from the particular area. So there is a level of cheating in that respect. But I agree that in this particular case, we electorate have got to be a bit more savvy and realize that is always going to happen. Particularly when you're looking at a situation like ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF has got the resources. There are 1,000,001 a match. Was it a year or 2 years ago in Harare? A lot of those people were passed in from outside Harare and as far afield as almost every province. ZANU-PF has got the resources to bust in people like that. So that if you're going to compete on numbers, I can tell you ZANU-PF will win, because MDC, unless they've suddenly come to some more money, which I don't think so, you'll find that MDC's resources are nothing compared to ZANU-PF. So they can afford that. Sally was talking about, in this particular case, you don't have to be paid as we are going to pay you $10 to attend it. They'll just say we'll pay you $10 for your own food and drinks. And to somebody who is unemployed, $10 could be a lot of money.
Oh yes, absolutely, yes.
So in this particular case, there will be that bit of it as well. And also some of the rallies, they are given those handouts and then T-shirts. And then we know from China, from this trip, he has come back with 15 million T-shirts, 15 million caps, 22 million wrappers and so forth. So there is always that material benefit to be had. But I think the most important thing that we're talking about here is that there is, when it's discovered that that is what you are doing, people then begin to doubt your rallies. And they show those videos of the buses coming in, whereas you were saying, oh, these people were all from Bulawayo. And then it turns out, no, you bust them in. So that, when people discover that's what you're doing, it undermines the very thing you were trying to achieve, to deceive people and give the impression that you're popular when you're not. So that's, again, the other negative side of it. But I think in this particular case, the most important thing here is we really need to look at a situation where we want free, fair, and credible elections. And if you have got 50 people from Bulawayo attending your rally, so be it. Address those 50 people, rather than bring in people from outside and pretend that you are more popular than you are. That would be my personal message to all the politicians.
Aiwa, thank you so much. Complicating to open up a bit stand up naturally. What is it?
Yes.
I've had some really intriguing information from Teteros there, and Sekuru, as usual, he's got his version, and he's not gonna budge on that. But Sally is saying there's absolutely no problem in passing people. It's a norm to every political party. It's a norm, and it's just to encourage other people that actually this party is a party to support. But hearing what other people are saying here, this is sometimes I get deflated here with, is there any point of coming to do this show? Hearing these things, could Teteros walked around really basically rekaitire kurowa mukataka ikampini kuti Chamisa akuramba kuenda kuCongress because akutaura kuti I'm popular and he's passing people to his rallies and now parading it and saying, look how popular I am. It's very disheartening. And Sekuru has got his own version there. Where are you with all this rhetoric going on?
I think we make usual mistake of thinking that politics is about pluralism, whereas the politics is about consensus. This is why, because even MDC constitution, itauri kuti unofana kuelectwa resolution inofana kuitwa agreed ne 100%. It says 75%. There is an assumption, political assumption, that 25% may go astray. If 25% go astray, it's acceptable politically. And that is the norm globally. Now, I also alluded, ndazomchitaura nyaya yemabhazi zanga achitaurwa nezvavo pasocial media.
Hey!
There were two. Anga ari two mabhasis aya.
Saka two mabhasi ndo akazadza White City Stadium.
Anga ari two. Ndakaiona video yacho, and there were two.
Yeah, but there were not two, because we actually know one of the people you guys hired.
Hang on.
There were more than two. There were five. There were five from Chitunguiza.
Rosie,
there were five. I know the person.
When you were talking,
I can prove.
Hang on. When you were talking,
because you like to lie, Fede. You like to lie.
Okay.
Talk to yourself.
Hold on. Teteros, what I'll do is, let you have Pepe finish. Then, if you've got a pen and paper there, just jot down saying that you don't agree with. And
No,
also,
it's okay. You know what? I'm going to let him speak because you know what I'm doing now with Pepe? I'm keeping all the screenshots. I'm keeping all the evidence. Because
That's
I believe
fine.
in a few months. No, I believe in a few months the truth will come out.
Hold
And
on.
the liars will show themselves. So I believe with Atinasina 2 buses. I know kuti panama 5 buses akahayiwa from a specific person we know. What I send the 9 concerned citizens. Saka, I know kuti there he already lied. So I'm going to continue just keeping track of all his lies. And then after elections, I'm going to make sure every person understands how much of a liar he is.
Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Teterosi. You know what, Teterosi? In Inango, I'm not English speaking. But I'm just wondering, this use of lying, this use of word lie, it's a very strong word, isn't it?
It's a very strong word, and I would never use that word unless I felt strongly. It's a lie.
Right.
And I am tired of politicians lying to us all the time, misrepresenting the facts all the time, and then getting away with it. And then next election cycle, doing the same thing. And then at this time I said, you know what? That will never happen again. Everybody who's misrepresenting facts, lying to the people, must be held accountable for everything they say before the next election cycle.
All right. Okay, Teterosi, atina time yakawanda. I want just one word answer. One word answer. You have got all the information. Can you tell me how many buses went to Bulawayo from Harare?
I don't know how many buses went to Bulawayo.
So why would you say someone is lying if you haven't got that information?
Because they said there were 2. And I know there were 5 buses alone from Stupid.
So you saw 5 buses?
No, I didn't see. I know there were 5 buses that came from Stingwiza. That I know for a fact came from Stingwiza when he's saying there were only 2 buses.
Okay.
That alone in itself is a lie right there.
So
and some people were bussed midweek. We actually talked to people on the ground. We were talking about bus for midweek. Some of the people were bussed midweek. There's nothing wrong with bussing people. Bust them. But there's something wrong with misrepresenting the facts.
So these people were bussed. Hang on a minute. Let's have a conversation. Some people were bussed midweek. They were bussed from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and they were given hotels in Bulawayo.
There were, if you actually check, there was even bus like a pisqua. That bus was coming from Guero.
Hang on a minute.
Okay. And that's in the newspaper. That bus was coming from Guero.
Okay.
And besides, the 5 buses that I know came from Stungwiza.
Hold on. Teterosika, let's have a conversation. Just answer my question for a second. Those people that were bussed midweek, they were put in hotels in Bulawayo?
This was the same thing even Padamoya, just trying to like those young people you saw.
Now you are not answering my question.
Early.
No, you are not answering my question. You haven't answered my question. You are telling me that some people were bussed mid. Yes.
Hello?
You are. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Right. Okay. It's interesting.
Okay, what is your question?
No.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Hello? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Like Sakur, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So I can't hear her. So the problem is with his phone, because I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. She is saying that people were bussed midweek. I just want to know if they were bussed midweek. These people were they just dropped in Bulawayo and left in the street, right?
No.
And sleep in the street, or they were given hotels. Were these people put in hotels? It's just a small question.
Mayouth epati aya.
Ndida aitaura.
Aiwa, ndikuda ngoti ndigadzirise panonetsa Rose because Rose
taura isekuru.
Pepe, I know flow ichiri yako ndoda ngoti rozari chema because amutauri unoramba chema kamusina asina kuziya zvinetika mayouth epati aya anotumwa kunoitwa vanhu vanoita zviya zvemobilization nemotikari dzepati dzinenge dziri branded nemaparty logos dzine mayouth. Those youth anotumwa as advanced mobilization units in this particular Bulawayo rally. The youth from Harare, from Gweru, from Mashingo, from everywhere were going into places like Gwanda, Davas, Duna, Matopos. Vachi spread away to Chamisa Arkuya town, Muye Kuradi. So these people, zvazviri kubva nomuzukuru wangu kuti vanovata muhotera here aiwa vavati muhotera vanorodzerwa kumalodges vamwe vanogara nemasenior officials epati.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Sekuru. Thank you so much for that. Vapepe, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. Thanks, DJ. I think dzimwe dzenguva tikambotiteererei tinogona kuita mileage panyaya yemadiscussions. I said kuti two mabuses anga achitaurwa nezvavo pasocial media ndakaaona. But however, what I want to say ndeyekuti MDC haina capacity. The word busing yakatangwa in relation to ZANU-PF. Because ZANU-PF yangotora mari mugovernment. Anditi Mugabe yangotora mari mugovernment passing people all over the country. They could afford that. The word passing. Now MDC does not have the capacity of passing people to that extent. Now, if you ask me whether they came from Bulawayo, of course not. There were some people who came from other areas surrounding. Were there other people who came from Harare? Of course there were. And this is not new. Since 1999, pakafomwa MDC. Panonzi kuri kuenda star Harare. Vanokwanisa, and by the way, panonzi vanokwanisa. Those people vanonga vato vamwacho, they contribute some money. They hire either a truck or etc. etc. And then voita say voenda kunosupporta other structures. And that's not new. Since 1999, this has been the case. And autakuri vanhu vasiri vako. Pakatakurwa vezanu, pakatakurwa vendande ndindondu. Ndopamungati vari kutakurwa vemangu mapati. Aiwa, munhu wese akasvika pipe, akasvika by his own volition. Vari vanhu vaita ma-contributions yavo to support the cause, wherever they come from. I don't think even Chamisa doesn't know kuti vanhu vanga vari pai. Vakabva kupi nepapi pamba papi nepapi napi. It is neither the business of the politician or the leader to know that. But the fact ndekuti it showed kuti pakata organization. They were highly organized. Vaka-organized, vakagona basi. That's what it means. And it also shows that there is a paradigm shift in terms of the thrust of politics and support the MDC. Let me say, even in the Western world, it is not new that people from other constituencies, Kanaguchu are leader. I receive a lot of emails from Labour. You know, not necessarily my constituents. And it's up to me whether I've got the interest to go there or whether I've got the capacity to do that. Whether USA, whether in UK, it's always the same. People come to support. Let me also, and this is even in football. DJ Sodza Matima Amori Manchester kind. Manchester.
Quite.
Even in football, in football they are even worse. What kwirandege kada kuchitamba bora ne Manchester United ichitamba ku Spain, they actually vanoenda ikoko, but Manchester United doesn't pay for their accommodation and doesn't pay for their airfares. You know, and this is, but the fact because they've got trust and they support, they've got that emotional intelligence that reach out to their political, to their party, that reach out to their club if it is Manchester United. So this MDC, let me hasten to say, good MDC, I think we have got some people who are in denial that there's a heightened political energy and positive energy for that matter within MDC. There are people who are in denial, and we find that in denial, they are coming from other political parties. If it was so easy to bus people like what MDC did, 107 political parties, let the other 106 bus people. Let them bus people. If it's so easy, we need to see those 160 do the same. So it's not as easy as that. It's a fact that MDC is energized. It's a fact that there is a political paradigm shift because Mugabe is gone, and this Mnangagwa is we have got a candidate in ZANU PF who is unpopular, and that's a fact.
All right.
By the way, it's not only in terms of Guti MDC Tana Chamisa who is popular, it's because ZANU PF have got a candidate who is unpopular. And the aggregate actually works in favor of MDC. This is where we are.
This is where we are. Thank you so much, Wafefe. Chief Sose.
DJ.
And I like the way you do Munogara and you wait for your 10. That's why I like to give you your 10 as well.
And those later my chief. Alright, so DJ, I want to differ with everyone. I definitely feel that asking people to rally is very logical. There is no basis for that. But before I go into that, I want to tell the people here listening that I have a friend of mine. He went to Mr. Peve's page. Peve had written something about busing, saying busing. I mean, like he was objecting to the fact that people were bused to the Bulawayo rally, and that person pasted the number of buses that were on social media and that were on newspapers. He pasted it on his page, on Mr. Peve's page. And you know what Mr. Peve did? Mr. Peve deleted that those pictures plus what that person had written, because his post was like, if you have proof, post it here. Show me those buses. And he was shown those buses. And he deleted the evidence that was put on his page. Now I'll leave it to the people to decide, to get why did he delete when he was asking for it. Now I'll go back to the issue of busing people. Why I'm saying it's illogical. I'll take a small town, Chinoi. Chinoi has 63,000 people. When you go there, you want at least maybe 10,000 people, because the stadium in Chinoi, Magamba State, it can only carry 10,000 people. If it's overfilled, it's 15,000 people. So if you go there and you get 15,000 people, that's a full house already. And you are doing that from 63,000. I'm not talking of Mashonaland West. I'm talking of Chinoi only. And what I'm saying, I'm not saying it from the point of view of a person who is sitting in America, who is talking from a point of no knowledge. I'm speaking from a point of knowledge. We were organizing the Nera rallies. People know that, those who know. And I was like on the phone 5-10 hours a day in Singarari, talking to the people on the ground. The first rally that we organized was in Chitungwiza. We took only the people who were in Chitungwiza. Just Chitungwiza, there were people who were saying we should get people from Harare to go to that rally. And we were saying we have no money to do that because we were transporting people, yes, but it was people who were coming from Kamakoni, who were coming from Unity J, Unity M, Kutwaende Kurali. And the same applied when we did the Chinoi rally. People were bused from Gadzema, from Chikono, Kutwaende Kurali, because Yakaitua, very good showground. People could not walk because it's a long distance. And Akushike Makomi. So we're getting those people, Varim Gadzema, Kutwaende Kurali. And because we don't have more people, many people that we know in Chinoy, we actually hired buses from Harare, about 3 buses from Harare. And I specifically gave an instruction that no one should be ferried from Harare. We only start carrying people in Mashonaland West or to the areas that are closer to Chinoi. And still in those rallies, Chitungwiza, Chinoi, we also went and helped with organizing the rally in Gweru that Chibaya did there. We did not agree to what Chibaya was saying, that we should bus people from all over. We said we will only provide money for transport for the people who are in and around Gweru. And we did the same thing in Bulawayo. We organized the Nera rally in Bulawayo. All these rallies were full to capacity. So what I'm saying is, you can actually do it if you want to work, you know. That's why sometimes I agree. I don't like Temba Mliswa, but sometimes I agree with him because there was a time when he said, immediately after winning the Norton election, he said these opposition leaders and parties, they lose elections because they are lazy. They don't want to work. I worked hard in Norton. Yes, he was helped by the MGC, but he was also on the ground. He was running around every day. And that's exactly the same strategy that we used with Nera. We would get youth from all the political parties. You know, Nera was coming, had people from MGC, NPP, Transform Zimbabwe. We would get those youth, maybe 50 or 60 of them, and we'll provide them with transport. From there, they will go door to door, word to word, telling people about their upcoming rally. And we'll get the people that we wanted, the numbers that we wanted, right there. And we'll give those people, those youth, food. You know, but they did most of the work and they would be working. So it's about working, it's about the amount of work that you are putting to get the number of people that you want. Bulawayo is a population of 1.2 million. And you only need 20,000 to fill up White City Stadium. 45,000, 30,000, those are lies. Because the maximum capacity of White City Stadium is 20,000. Don't go ground. Are you telling me that MGC or ZANU-PF or any other political party under FPP and other parties that are worth to mention can fail to get 20,000 people from a population of 1 million people? It's ridiculous. You can get them if you work hard because you have the people who are there. All you need to do is to encourage them, entice them, talk to them, push them to come into the rally, and they will do that.
All right.
You know, even now, I think, DJ, you remember you've been having these shows for years. You never heard that MGC, we never heard that MGC was being accused of busing people all this time when Morgan Tsvangirai was there. Because Morgan Tsvangirai would go to Chirundi and he would find the people there. You would not even need to bus people from Harare to go to Chirundi because the people were there. That's the reason why we never heard MGC being accused of busing people. We are just hearing it now. So I will go with Temba Mliswa. If political opposition parties work hard, they will get the people that they want in those constituencies and in those areas.
Aliwa, Ndatenda zvangu mukoma wangu. Thank you so much for a detailed explanation there of what happens. You brought something there which is quite interesting, and some people might want to see it in a different perspective of things. Kuti number one, we never had that situation yekuti Tsvangirai is passing people kuenda parallel. Some might say because he was a more popular leader, they might say that, and some might say that Chamisa is using the modern technique of even increasing that popularity. So people might look at it in a different way. But anyway, Mukoma Tafaza, welcome to the show.
Thanks, DJ. How are you?
Maybe you would like to congratulate Sekuru on his team winning?
Magana, ndo ma in guys. Ma venga out, guys.
Alright, that's for another day, na Sekuru Mkoma. I know to my phone now you've got something that you want to say. Please go ahead.
Okay, DJ Sodza. So it takes 266 mabars kuti mukwanise kubasa 120,000. And so unless people are telling me kuti wakaona 266 buses descend into Bulawayo, then I can maybe believe what they're saying, that people were bussed, the majority of people were bussed into Bulawayo. And I come to the conclusion that it's not even practical that MDC I am a bus 266 kwenesa ku Bulawayo. The truth of the matter is Nelson Chamisa is a very, very popular leader. And he is loved by a lot of Zimbabweans, old and young. Why? Because he is a very articulate young man, and people are able to resonate na Chamisa. He speaks well, he attracts crowd, and people are excited about him. And these people are much in the minority that are not excited about his ascension to power and to popularity. And they are coming up with all sorts of reasons. Kunzi akabasa one. Bus 266. I did the math. A normal bus can usually carry 75 passengers. Divide into 20,000, that's 266 buses. That's not practical. The truth of the matter is the majority of the people Bulawayo, those were willing people who wanted to attend the MDC rally. Some of them may not have been MDC supporters, but they went there out of curiosity. What this vibrant young man is about. That's the issue. People are now speaking as if MDC is an unpopular party in Zimbabwe that is trying to gain some sort of popularity. MDC has always been popular. Yes, there have been struggles here and there, but MDC has been the party of the people. Kudara wanu waichka kurowa kwenda marali. Bozo kwankune ma green bomba, kwankune violence aitika, ZANU-PF yairowa wanu, nchizikano waenda kurali. This season and this time around, people are able to freely participate and to go to attend rallies. That's why the numbers are high. And so this thing you're going to busing, it's just people who can't accept the fact that Chamisa is popular. I'll give you an example. Pakaita the coup, wanoganzi go out and rally behind this so that Mugabe goes. At the time our president Tsvangirai was alive, he encouraged people to do it. The MDC encouraged our members and Zimbabweans to go out. You saw the numbers that were in the streets. Thousands of people descended into our rally. But before that, when the MDC and when the police were beating up people with shambox and everything, only the brave ones, and of which there were big numbers too of people who were still going despite all the possibilities of being arrested and but one. So the popularity of the MDC has always been there. there are people who love the party. It's just not about Chamisa himself. Sekuru wataura wega. Inini, I support the party. Kuna vanhu vano support the party and kuna vanhu vanoenda kumarally for the party. It's just not the person always. So, DJ Sodza, yes, people may have come from other cities, maybe even other provinces. Land, as far as there, that no one denies that fact. But the majority of the people were from Bulawayo and surrounding cities to support the party. MDC is popular in Matabeleland anyway. So why are people surprised by that? Why are people surprised? So don't reality report and Chamisa represents he represents democracy, he represents the fountain of youth, he's exciting, he's vibrant, he's just that hope that Zimbabweans were wanting, especially after the departure our president Morgan Tsvangirai. Zimbabweans, young people, they want jobs. The healthcare system is dilapidated. The infrastructure system is down. And MDC represents that hope. And MDC has proved it, especially during the time of unity government, that we are a party that can restore the nation to decency. And that's why people still rally behind it. People don't want ZANU-PF. ZANU-PF is destroyed. ZANU-PF is corrupt. ZANU-PF has destroyed the fabric of our country. And so when people show up to my rallies to support Nelson Chamisa, I'm not surprised because he represents a party of the people that represents the people.
Aiwa, thank you so much, Mkomata Fatwa, for that. I think anyone with anything to say? More? Seguru? Yeah, anything to add?
Ndoko adachi andinoenda tafazwa uni dzake dzaanadzo dzekuti Chamisa indiri kuti MDC ndio ine basa not Chamisa. Chamisa is part of the MDC, not the MDC. But anyway, the good thing about the party survives longer than the PC. Because no Tangira ngari similarly very loved, but Atichina Tangira, and the party still goes on. So the issue is, let's concentrate on what makes the party and build on that. It's what we agree to associate like, not what we then decide to do at any given point in time. That is where we cause ourselves problems. But be that as it may, I'm quite happy to see these fights dzirimu MDC dzichigadziriswa, kwete kudziona dzichiitwa perpetuate. Vanhu vari kuita perpetuate mafights aka vanondibhowa zvokuti, because ndinofunga kuti MDC inofanira kuwina zviri thunderous my-elections, but kana vanhu vachikwisana mumba mavo vanowina sei? That's where the problem is. But anyway, kunyaya passing of people, I want them to pass more. I can understand where Rosie is saying Munugasa Shita would item video kuti ndinodhanichadi kuita my-elections. That inawena andiwiri anondaweni vanhu vakawanda saka andichadi kuita my-elections. Ndoda munhu anondaweni vanhu vakawanda ngatiti my-election is Rosie. Even on the parliamentary elections and presidential elections, ngatodaidzira kuti ichidaidzira my-elections izvozvi ndiri vanhu vakawanda kudarika iwewe.
Okay. Sekuru ngaendiverenge ma-messages. Kwanzi namkoma meso gono muri sei zvenyu. So all the aggrieved, what's the way forward? We have elections coming in a few months. It sounds like there is a lot of Boram Sango in the opposition. The mindset should be one purpose, to win from ZANU-PF. Now you go to defeat yourselves. The opposition then face ZANU-PF. This one is saying that DJ Sodza ndeipi muchabata here nyaya yamaikupe who has been recalled by MDC Party, but she has filed an urgent chamber application to High Court, being represented by Maduku, challenging the decision to recall her. And my answer to that was, we do not have time to discuss that tonight. But let's see what this challenge come about in the next week or so. So tozo discuss tane a bit of light on that one. This one is kuti kana Dynamos ichitambira ku Gweru, masupporters eku Harare haabvumirwe kuenda ku Gweru here. Busing people to rallies is not a problem. This one is saying, well said, Mkoma Tafadzwa. Mkoma Tafadzwa, we've got a fun. This one is saying, DJ hakuna zvakadaro, ngavaburitse mabuses acho paaive akapakwa. We're talking of 5,000 or so buses. Propaganda zvakatanga kutaurwa platform iyoyi. Propaganda zvakatanga kutaurwa platform iyoyi last week from a source in US. Zvikunzanzi kana vanhu vakaitwa bus, there should have been 5,000 buses there to fill that stadium. So it couldn't have been possible. Right. Time is guys. 4 minutes before. No, I'm wide awake. The time is up. Ndapo wakapano nomwe mkoma anziridzirai vanhu kambuke kuti hanzi Chamisa ndiyo number 1. Andikuziva kuti sekuru mungandibvumidza here kuti ndiridze.
Kwazvo kuridza music here, ridzai zvese zvamunoda kuita. Important thing is ngatiite zvinhu takabatana, tibudirire, tisakwevana. That's all.
That's all. Aiwa,
sekuru tiri tose ipapapo takabatana. I agree with that.
Sekuru regai ndikutendei nekuuya kwamaita kuchirongwa. I hope kuti munenge muine sumuso yechina chinotevera. Mwari akubatsirei akuchengetedzei. Mukoma Wilbert, thank you so much. Tete Rosi, thank you so much for your very passionate contribution. Tete Sali, thank you so much. Do we have water now in South Africa there, Sally? Are you allowed to bath? Are you allowed to bath now?
No, I can only shower for 2 minutes twice a week.
Okay, that's fine. Or you can just have I know some of my friends here, they don't shower, they don't bath, they do what do they call? A wash.
Yeah, well, you try taking a 2-minute shower. It's completely and utterly impossible. So, yeah. You put water in the bucket, you wet the thing, you soak yourself, and then you throw the water on top of your head.
Can you not dig a borehole in your garden?
Yeah, you can for a hell of a price. And then the council will limit you according to the amount of water that you can use. The guy next door to me has got a borehole, and the council went to he can only use, I think it's 600 liters a day. So they put a restriction on his meter, and he got a borehole.
Right, okay. So why would you want that water if you've got a borehole? You just use a borehole.
It doesn't matter. Council still controls the borehole.
Oh, right.
You don't get charged like you do from the water meter, but they still control the borehole.
All right, Sally. We hope that the water situation will improve there. Wapeve.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Wapeve, for taking time to be with us here tonight.
Yeah, my pleasure, DJ.
Yes,
I think it's getting exciting as we near to the 2018 elections. I can see that this program is going to be quite popular with people who are not out
Absolutely.
I personally believe that it is healthy within any political party, political dynamics, where people where people differ. And at the end, we rally behind a consensus point or a consensus decision. That's politics.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Politics is dirty.
Not your feelings. Even in families. Family, you don't always agree. Sally, you can confirm. You don't always agree with your husband, isn't it?
I never agree with my husband.
All right. We are not getting into that now. Zimbabwe rekaindiende, but ndokusira makaterera kambo kubva ku kambo kanda kuwa panapa. Just someone just sent me kuti sekuri mukoma Sodza ridziraiwa kambo kekuti anzi Chamisa ndiye ari panyanga asvotwa ngarudzi. That's what they are saying. But anyway, it's not me saying that. But I'm sure Sally will rally behind Chamisa.
Chimbo ndipa kangoma iwe zanu iya ya parara, zanu iya ya parara, maimwana Chamisa batanyanga, Chamisa batanyanga, Chamisa batanyanga, Chamisa batanyanga, Changira chibaba church ikamba, ikamba, Changira chibaba church ikamba, ikamba, Changira chibaba church ikamba, ikamba, aiwa kwe zanu ya hora baba, zanu ya bama bebe, zanu ya hora baba, zanu ya bama bebe, chiona iyo mambembe, chiona iyo mambembe, chiona iyo mambembe, mambembe baba. Chamisa batanyanga, Chamisa batanyanga, Chamisa batanyanga, Chamisa batanyanga, Changira chibaba church ikamba, ikamba, Changira chibaba church ikamba, ikamba, tikomana batanyanga, banama iba chamuka, tikomana batanyanga, banaba baba chamuka, tikomana batanyanga, geto iti ya chamuka, aiwa kwetu. Chisamba machisa, 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 chiona iyo mambembe, chiona iyo mambembe, chiona iyo mambembe, mambembe baba, chiona iyo mambembe, chiona iyo mambembe, chiona iyo mambembe, mambembe baba, chiona iyo mambembe, chiona iyo mambembe, chiona iyo mambembe, mambembe baba. Chamisa batanyanga, Chamisa batanyanga, Chamisa batanyanga, Chamisa batanyanga, Changira chibaba church ikamba, ikamba, Changira chibaba church ikamba, ikamba, tikomana batanyanga, banama iba chamuka, tikomana batanyanga, banaba baba chamuka, tikomana batanyanga, geto iti ya chamuka, aiwa kwetu. Chisamba machisa, chisamba machisa, chisamba machisa, chisamba machisa, chisamba machisa, that is chisamba machisa, chisamba machisa, chisamba machisa,